Hi, this is Marius Tools from INNEO, and today's tips and tricks session I will show you how you can reduce the feature failures in Creo by using the intent selection tools. So normally in Creo, when we model, we will go and create basic features, standard features, and quite often when we make changes, those features will fail. So what I'm going to do now is show you how you typically model. So you would go and start the draft feature, go and select all the surfaces that you want to draft, go and select the top surface for your draft hinge, specify the angle, and complete the feature to create your draft feature. So if you go and create a round feature, what do we normally do? We go and select the edges, hold Control in, select them one by one until you've got all the edges, specify the size, and we complete the feature. And what I'm going to do is just add another one. So if I select the bottom edge, it will go and create a round all the way the base and at the top as well, and I'll go and complete that feature. So that's a nice simple example of features that we do every day. So if I go and edit that first extrude feature and I want to go and delete all the sections to replace it, what's going to typically happen is that it's going to come up with some errors. So it will firstly show me that there's some other features that's referencing that edge, and if I want to continue, it will then, those features will fail. So if I click on the yes option, it will then highlight the next edge. So it will do it 4 times for all the edges all the way around. And if I keep on clicking on yes, it will then allow me to go and add my own geometry or my new sketched entities into my sketch. So I'm going to go and sketch 2 simple circles. So I'm basically removing all the references that I had before. And I'm just going to move this one closer and then delete the middle section. So I've got a closed loop. If I complete the feature, this feature by itself will work fine. But if I scroll down on my model tree, you'll see the draft feature has now failed, the round has failed, and the last round feature has also failed. That is because all those references that I've selected when I created those features are now missing. So if I go into my draft feature, it shows there's missing references. So to fix that, this is what we do every day. You can go and specify new references to fix that. The same with the round. It shows me those were the edges that you used. They're not there anymore. So you can go and just simply select the new edges. And the same with the last one. So if I go back and specify the new bottom and top edge to use for my round feature, I can go and replace that and carry on working. But what if there's a better way of doing all of this? So what I'll go and do is just go and undo all these features and show you a better way of doing that to create a model that's more stable, that where the features won't just fail when you make a simple change. So I'm going to go back and create the draft feature again. But instead of just selecting the surface, I'm going to use my right click option, or you can right click query select until you get the edges. So from the pick from list, you'll see it shows you all the items that was behind the cursor at that specific location on the model. So for that feature, the extrude, there's an intent selection option. So if I go and select that option, it shows me all the intent selections for the feature for the extrude. That intent selection is another one for another feature. So I'll go back to that one. That is the one, all the side surfaces of that extrude. So it's another quick way to select all the surfaces of that feature. And I'm going to specify the top surface again, the same as before, specify the angle and complete the feature. Then I'll go and create my round again, but instead of selecting them one by one, if I move my mouse over the cursor, I can right click and say pick from list, or I can just right click query select until it highlights all the edges. So it shows me the intent option again. So I wanted to create, my intention is to create rounds on all the edges of that extrude. So if that's the intention, if I make a change, I would expect that to automatically change as well. The same with the top edge, I'll use the intent option again. So my intention is to create a round on the top edge of that feature and the bottom edge as well. So now I've created the same piece of geometry. If I go back to my original extrude and edit that extrude, I'll go back and select all my sketch entities again. If I now delete that, software doesn't complain about anything because I didn't specify a specific edge. I use the intent option, and I'll go move that section again so that it intersects and delete the middle section again to create a closed loop. And if I now complete this feature, what you'll see is the software will automatically go and recreate the draft for me, so it has automatically selected the surfaces. So my intention was to draft all the surfaces of that extrude, so it's automatically picked up the new surfaces of that extrude. The same with the round, where I had 4 edges before. The software has now automatically picked up that there's 2 edges on that extrude, and it's added the round, and it's gone back and automatically picked up the top edge and the bottom edge of that feature. So it creates a model that's stable. When you make changes, it won't fail that often. There might still be scenarios if you do certain things that will cause the feature to fail. I can even go back as far as to say, well, let's make a big change. Let's also change this from a solid to a cut, adding material to removing material, and you'll see that it still updates. Thanks for watching this tips and tricks session. If you've got more questions, feel free to contact us. Thank you.